Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be all about manifestation and how to manifest your dream reality. It could be love, it could be connections, it could be friendships, anything that you want to manifest in your life. Anything, we're going to be talking about how to manifest anything in your dream reality. And if you don't know me, then I am Varsha and I talk about manifestation, the law of attraction, and how to really tap into this higher frequency that attracts everything that you desire, because everything that you desire desires you equally or perhaps even more. And without any further ado, let's get started. So what I want to say is, when you want to manifest love in your life, for example, you want to manifest friendships, or you want to manifest a partner who's very loving, and you have an image of how you want your partner to be, how you want them to look, how you want them to treat you, how you want to feel, or how you want them to make you feel. So instead of giving all of that glorification to just that one person, that if I have this one person in my life will be perfect, or if I have my dream reality or my dream house in my life, then my life will be perfect. So stop giving that authority to that one desire of yours. Our human brain literally does this all the time. Now you want a dream house, like a bungalow or a particular house that looks a certain way, and that is everything for you. So your brain literally sees that dream house has, if I don't have that dream house, then my life is shit. Like that is how your brain literally sees that as, if I don't have that dream house, then my life is not complete, or I'm not living my dream reality. If I don't have that kind of partner in my life, if I don't have that kind of dream partner, then in that case my life is not how I imagined it to be. And we start associating happiness with all these things, with our dream house, with our dream person. And number one thing, we really need to stop doing that. And the more often you attach yourself to this dream reality or to the things that you're manifesting, the more difficult the process of manifestation becomes, because your brain is now more focused on, is this manifestation working? Is this going to happen really soon, or is this going to happen faster than I expected it to be? So your brain will start focusing on what you don't have rather than what you already have. So if you genuinely want to manifest everything, including love, relationship, money, anything in your life, you really need to be first grateful for what you have. Like literally life is preparing you to hold on to things that you already are meant for. Now right now you are manifesting a partner, for example, and if you're not grateful for the connections that you already have in your life, now you have friends, you have your parents, and you have your colleagues, or whoever people that you interact on daily basis. Notice how you show up in these connections. Really look into how you talk to them. Are you able to freely express who you truly are you able to express your emotions and your words truly with them? Do you feel comfortable speaking with them? How is your relationship with all the people that already are existing in your life? And if your connection with all of the people that you have in your life is not that great, then when you attract that partner, the dream partner in your life, even the connection with that person is also not going to be that great, because our brain tends to always imagine that, okay, when I have this, it's going to be perfect and all of my problems are going to be solved if I just have that one person. But then when that one person really comes into your life, and if you already have a messed up connection or messed up bonds with already existing people, then what are the chances that you are going to have a healthy relationship, a healthy connection with that partner? This exactly goes to your financial status as well. Like currently, what is your financial connection with money? What is your relationship with abundance and money? If you're in the perspective that you don't really hold on to money, money doesn't stay with you, or you're not made for money, you can't attract money, then even when you become rich, you will still lose money. Are you getting what I'm saying? You will genuinely lose money. So even if you don't have the financial freedom that is your goal, still be grateful for the amount of money that you have, and learn how to manage finances so that when you get that much amount, that is your desired financial independence in your life, you will be truly be able to hold that manifestation. This even comes to your dream home or your dream house as well. Like, what kind of apartment do you live in currently? Are you grateful for that home? There's still people on this earth who don't have a home, and you have a home. Are you grateful for it? Are you taking good care of the space that you're living in? Are you grateful for it? Are you constantly keeping your space clean? And are you living in that abundant energy that, yeah, I have a home right now and I'm grateful for it? And that is how you will be truly be able to upgrade your current living situations into your dream reality of living that particular dream house, or living with your dream partner, or living in your dream reality, having all those dream lifestyle. For that, first most important thing is you have to be grateful for what you have, and show up as a version of yourself of how you would actually show up when you have all those things. And that is genuinely the key to manifesting anything in your life. Truly, it is very simple, but the only trick here is to ignore all of the thoughts that you get in your mind. You know, like when you're doing the most mundane tasks, like you're just sitting and you're just watching the sky, or you're just sitting in your room, or you're just talking to your friend, and then when the conversation is done, you're just sitting. So in those little tiny moments, be grateful for everything that you have in your life. The more grateful you're going to be, the more free you're going to be, and the more freer you feel, the more you'll be able to tap into this higher frequency where anything and everything seems possible to manifest and attract in your life. And you really have to let go of the question of how you're going to manifest it, or the question of how it is going to arrive in your life, because you genuinely don't know. You know, the trick with manifestation is we don't know how it manifests in your life. Anything, the financial freedom that you're manifesting, the partner, the love, the dream house, the dream life, anything that you're manifesting in your life, you genuinely don't know how it will arrive in your life. That is why they always say that be grateful for what you have now, and show up as a version of yourself that you would show up, that you would have shown up in all those realities, so that your focus will be on you, on becoming that identity of yourself rather than on the exterior, because the exterior will be constantly changing. If you need constant validation from your exterior, then in that way you will not be able to hold on to that strong identity of who you are. You know, now for example, you want to be a person who is extremely financially independent, and you want to have millions of money in your bank accounts. You need to first know how to handle money. You need to have good relationship with money. If you have all these thoughts that, oh, money is not good, money is bad, or I can't make this much amount of money, I can't make millions of money or millions of dollars or something like that, then in that case, how will you actually become a millionaire? How will you have or achieve that financial abundance or financial independence? Then in that case, it becomes very difficult for you, and then your brain starts overthinking, okay, this is my position now, I'm not able to handle this, how will I handle that then? So you will be in this constant loop of overthinking, and then you will not end up doing anything, because now you are more focused on your lack, on what you don't have, rather than focusing on what you have. So focus on having a strong identity, build a strong identity. How will you show up when you have that perfect partner in your life? Start showing up as that way with your current connections in your life, with your parents, with your family, with your friendships, with all of your connections that you have in your life currently. Show up as that version, show up as that identity of you, of how you would show up with your dream partner. Be in that energy, be in that frequency, and that is how you will attract that. And the second is, if you're attracting money and you want to attract more money and more financial freedom and independence in your life, then your relationship with money has to be set straight. Be grateful for the money that you have currently, and learn that money likes to free flow. You cannot hold on to money. So with money, you have to learn to let go, that money that you spend will come back to you. If you're more stingy about money when you're spending, that, oh, I don't want to spend money, I'm going to lose all this money, so you just hold on to it, then that is not going to work, because then you're in the state of lack. You know, then how will you make more money if you're not willing to give out money? You know, and then if you want to manifest your dream house or your dream reality, love your reality first. because this reality is not permanent. It is going to change someday, and that someday may arrive anytime. That is the best part about manifestation. That is literally anything can happen any second, and you will not see that coming. So that is why be more grateful and be in the energy of free flowing. Stop showing up as a version of yourself based on how people perceive you. Show up as how you want to show up. Be the version of you that you actually want to be, rather than just to impress another person. If you're showing up as a version of yourself just to make other people like you, just so that they will want to be with you, or they want, or you want them to think that you're cool, like you want to be cool for others, you want to be this person or you want to be that person and show that you have all these things in your life, then that's performative. You're just giving them a show, but that is not really you. Then in that case, what you attract is also not real. Then all those things are also performative. And when you are showing up as a true authentic version of yourself, like you're dressing up how you want to, you're talking to people how you will talk to people, how you are, and you're truly in the energy of your authenticity, then everything that is going to stay in your life is also going to be real. It's going to be at the vibration of the frequency of that you're in. So focus on creating a strong identity of who you are, because at the end of the day, we all love creating. It is the process of creating, not just having the dream partner. It is not just the fact that I just want a partner in my life with whom I'll marry and I'll just have a happy family, but it is about how you show up in that relationship, in that connection. And the same goes with your career as well. It is not just having a really successful career, it is about you showing up as your confident version of yourself in that career. So when you're truly craving for a partner, when you're truly craving for this dream lifestyle, for money, or for anything, you're not actually craving for that. You're craving for a identity of you, of what you will be doing and what you will be feeling, and the frequency that you will be in when you have all those things, how you will feel when you have that partner. That is what you're craving, and you don't need to exactly have that partner to feel that way. You don't really need to have that dream house for you to feel that way. And you can already create that feeling and that frequency and that vibration with the already existing connections and your home and the finances that you have, and that further leads you to attracting those actual manifestations that you're desiring in your life. And this is actually the key in the manifestation. And the most important trick here is to not let your brain get its way. Our brain literally at the end of the day loves overthinking. It literally loves overthinking. It will send you thoughts. How are you going to do this? Are you sure you're going to achieve this? Oh, this is not going to work out. Remember what happened the last time you tried this? You're really going to go and do this again. So your brain is going to throw you all those negative limiting beliefs about yourself. And the key here is not to negotiate with that. The key here is not to convince yourself that why you're worthy of this, or convince yourself that how you can achieve this, or why you need this, or why you deserve this in your life, but rather just ignore it. Starve it. The best way to really overcome anything is to starve it. And yes, it is easier said than done. It takes patience and a lot of practice, but once you really get in this flow of ignoring your limiting beliefs and get in the flow state of creating things and being your true authentic version, it really becomes easier for you, because you have just detached from this outside validation, or you have really detached from this outside proof. If you're in constant proof, that you need proof all the time that your manifestations are working, then in that way you're dependent on an external source. And the more you're dependent on an external source, the more you will lose confidence in yourself, because when you're confident, you're very calm and you're in your core center, and your frequency is very high. You're vibrating at a very higher frequency, and that is when you're truly very magnetically attractive, and that is also when you're very detached. So I would just like to say at the end that it is, ignore all your limiting beliefs. Let your brain just think, overthink, do whatever it wants to do. You just ignore that completely and just only entertain thoughts that are in alignment with the dream reality that you want to create. Okay, and all those other thoughts that do not align with your dream reality, just ignore them, let them come. Those thoughts will come, they will come. That doesn't mean that it's not going to come. And one of the most important thing is, do not manifest from a place of anxiety or from a place of lack. Like you just wake up and you're overthinking and you're like, how am I going to achieve this? I want to achieve all these things in my life. I want to have love in my life. How am I going to achieve all these things? So don't really manifest when you're overthinking. Manifest when you're in the state of free flow and you're really content that yes, anything is possible, I can achieve. That is the best state for you to achieve or manifest in your life. And the most important thing is, if you want to attract love or anything in your life, you don't always have to do things that will look like, yes, this person is doing that, that means they're going to have that. Like right now, you could be walking, you're just taking your evening stroll, and even then you could still feel those emotions of how you will feel when you're living in your dream house. How will you feel when you're with your partner? How will you feel when you're truly financially independent? So even in the most mundane things that you're doing, or you could be just traveling, or you're traveling in bus, or you're traveling in your car, or you're traveling in your taxi, whenever you're doing anything, you can still create that frequency and that vibration of how you will feel, how your body will feel, how your emotions are going to be when you're exactly in that particular dream reality with that person. And that is how you will then start manifesting more such situations or places or events where you will constantly be in that energy. And that is when finally it arrives. So everything arrives in the form of bits and pieces. Like if you want to be a millionaire, that doesn't mean that you will be working off 24 bar 7 all the time. You will be first in the state where you can hold that $1 million, that even if you lose them, for God's sake, for one day, and even if you lose all of them, you will still be able to make all of that money again. Because at the end of and here the key is not to just attract it, but also to sustain it. You just don't want to have a dream house, but you also want to keep living in that dream house. You don't want to just attract a partner and then lose them or let go of them. The key is to have them in your life forever, right? And the key of having a really successful career is not just to have it for a week or for a month or for a few years, but to sustain it. And for that to happen, you really need to know how to be in this energy for a longer period of time. And that is when, even when you feel like things are not going the way you want them to go, you still have to be patient. You still have to know how to hold this frequency in yourself, even in the amidst of chaos, so that when chaotic energy is finally done, that is when your desires truly arrive, because you're in the capacity to hold that energy. Okay, and I hope that this video really helped you. And let me know in the comment section about what topics you want me to make next. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care.